Spiders belong to Halloween like skeletons and witches, and the spider I want to show you in this video is sitting in the corner harmlessly, waiting patiently, only to jump out of the corner like a flash. This video won't be a regular unboxing video because we will skip the whole part with the unboxing and get directly into setting up the spider. After that I will tell you some technical details, then I give you a demonstration, and at the end you will get a conclusion with some personal notes about the usage of a spider during Halloween. If you've already used a spider or you saw it somewhere, please tell me about it in the comments. For this video there's no sponsorship, but you can support me by subscribing to my channel. I will do my best so you won't regret it, and with that, welcome to Old School Hunter, great to have you guys back. After unboxing you have some single parts, like these 4 extensions here, the spider itself and the installation instruction. And the cool thing is we also have some pictures here which show you the installation process. The spider itself is wrapped inside the net here, and it looks a little bit funny when you take it out the first time. And inside this extension there's a small but very important tool hidden. Let me show you quickly this thing. This is the removal tool for the extensions, and you have to use it after Halloween to remove the extensions again. And I assembled the spider, and then I thought to myself, how to disassemble it? Yeah, because I overlooked the red arrow here. And so my fault at this point, so just as an advice, there's some kind of removal tool for the extensions. But before you can remove the extensions, we have to assemble the whole thing, and this is very easy. At the bottom you have the letters A to Z, and also on the extensions you have the letters. And then you simply put the extensions from the bottom, then you hear a click, and then it's fixed. And at the bottom you have this hole here. Let me show you quickly. You use the removal tool, put it inside, push it, and then you can remove the extension again. Alright, extensions are in place, and now it's time to arm the spring mechanism. To do this you pull up the spider, and then you have the springs at the base. Then you put the springs around here and also on the opposite side. And then you take this clothes here, put it around so nothing will get wrapped inside the spring mechanism. And last but not least, you pull down the net. The net will also hide the base of the spider, and then you put the legs of the spiders in place. The wood you see on the net doesn't belong to the spider. This is some mulch from Halloween, and I put some mulch around so you have some kind of environment where the spider sits in. And speaking about Halloween, there's one thing you have to keep in mind, and this is also mentioned in the installation instruction. You have to anchor down the spider, and I used the wooden pallet where I put the spider on and use some wire, wrap it around the extensions, and then the spider was fixed on the wooden pallet. I think you can also use some heavy stones, put it on the extensions, or some fixtures from tents which you use to anchor down tents. But nevertheless, what you use, you have to anchor down the spider, because if you didn't do this, the whole spider will jump forward if it gets triggered. Alright, spiders assembled, let's get to some technical details, and I know many of you are always waiting for these insights. Let's start with the size. The base of the spider is 72 by 38 centimeters, and the height is approximately 60 centimeters. The spider is powered by 4 AA batteries, and here at the top of the base you have the battery case, but you can also use a power supply with 6 volts here. And I will talk about the usage of the power supply at the end in my conclusion. So put batteries inside, use power supply, switch it on, and then here we go. But before we do that, I will show you the options you can use to trigger the Spider. The Spider has a built-in sound sensor. So here at the top of the base you have this small hole. But you can also use a step mat. Here you have a 3.5mm jack. And you can also use the motion sensor, and the motion sensor and the sound sensor will always work in parallel. The Spider also has a built-in loudspeaker. So here at the top of the base you have the speaker, because the Spider will make some sound when it gets triggered, and the sound sounds like a spaceship with some aliens inside. You can't adjust the volume, so you have to live with the volume the manufacturer set. So let's come to the activation, and therefore you have the switch here at the base. So in the center you have the off position, then you have the on position to use the motion sensor and the sound sensor in parallel, and here we have the position for the footpad or step mat. And the step mat is something I want to show you first, but let me quickly insert the batteries. So batteries are inside, and here comes the step mat. This little thing here is 20 centimeters by 15 centimeters, and at the end you have the 3.5mm jack. And I plug in the step mat here, and then I put the switch into the step mat position, and then the Spider will move into its starting position. So, here we go. So before you can start, I set up the Spider, and here I use some cobblestones made of concrete to add some weight to the base. Then I pull down the cobweb to hide the base, and at the end I move the Spider's legs into place so it looks like a real spider. So let's switch to the motion and sound sensor, and therefore I remove the step mat, and then I move the switch into the on position to use the motion and sound sensor in parallel. So right, let's come to a short conclusion. With this Spider you are guaranteed a lot of fun and creepiness. It can be placed in the corner very well just to quickly jump out of the corner, or simply place it along a path and it will jump at your guests from the side. There are sounds that will run your guests a cold shiver down the spine, and it sounds like a bit in a movie where the alien is coming around the corner, but don't worry, this spider itself remains harmless anyway. The assembly of a spider is quite easy. You shouldn't be afraid to press the clamps of the extensions together firmly. This is very tight and you may be afraid to break something off at the beginning, but once it is assembled, then the use is very simple. The base of the spider can be hidden by the web-like cover very well, so it looks like the spider is sitting in a nest. The spider can be triggered by a sound or motion sensor, but a step mat can also be used. Of course, the step mat has some advantages because the activation can be controlled very precisely here. For example, when someone walks past the spider, or as in my case directly when entering the room, there the spider just jumps right out of the corner. Due to the spring mechanism, the activation is very fast, but the spider needs a moment to return to its starting position. In any case, you have to keep this in mind when using the spider. A constantly use where the spider is constantly triggered one time after another is therefore difficult to realize. You have to take this artificial pause into account. The use of batteries can be problematic depending on the frequency of triggering. I used the spider with batteries and had quite a lot of activations, and the batteries didn't keep up with that for long, and so I needed 2 sets of batteries in 4 hours. And let's be honest, sitting in the decoration while people pass by just to replace the batteries isn't so much fun, and that's why I recommend using the power supply here. So all in all, if you're looking for a nice jump scare, this spider is very well qualified from my point of view. So what do you think about the spider? Feel free to write me your opinion down in the comments. Would you use the spider, yes or no? That would be interesting to know. This brings us to the end of this video, and I hope I was able to give you an overview of the jumping spider, and if you found it helpful, please give me a thumbs up. And please support me by subscribing to my channel and activate the notification bell, this way you won't miss any of the upcoming videos. So for today I say thanks for watching, see you next time and happy Halloween!